It's a battle of the past two Patriot League tournament champs up high on the hill in Worcester. This afternoon, the Bucknell Bison come to town to take on the Holy Cross Crusaders inside the Hart Center. Hello and welcome in, everybody. I'm Elijah Gonzalez alongside my broadcast partner, Greg Kadetsky. Greg, this is a game for both these teams playing excellent basketball here down the stretch. Holy Cross winning 5 of their last 7. For Bucknell, already clinching the #1 spot in the Patriot League tournament. There's a turnover by the Bison. Green to Grandison. How about the finish? What a transition play by the Holy Cross Crusaders. Bends into Green to Grandison. Thomas Wahid off the screen. Under 10 on the shot clock. Penetrates right side, goes up, she's fouled, and one for infinity, Thomas Wahid. Another big bucket by the senior, and she's pulled Holy Cross within 6. They go inside. Green is on Thomas right now. Looking for some help. Gets it. Blocked by Jahiva Floyd. Swatted that one over towards the Bucknell bench. And Jahiva Floyd continuing the block party. Here's Doherty, goes inside. Great passing. Manis just can't hang on to it. Thomas Wahid picks it up, though. Doherty thought about the 3. Under 10 on the shot clock. Thomas Wahid, three-pointer. Got it! Holy Cross in front. The first time here in the second half with the lead. Faulkner gets the steal and gives it to Smith. Benson with it. Goes inside Butler. Butler spinning. Goes up. And one for Austin Butler. The freshman puts it in, and Holy Cross has tied this game with an opportunity to take the lead on a great post-up move by Austin Butler. Connor Nego set to check in. And he'll check in for Caleb Green. So Green will go to the bench. And the freshman out of Londonderry, New Hampshire will have to take a seat for Holy Cross.
And one of 6 freshmen for Holy Cross. Very young squad is Holy Cross. Bucknell, on the other hand, very senior-laden. Their three-headed monster is all seniors: Brown, Folland, and Thomas.
With the basketball, Jahiva Floyd gives it off Connor Nego. High post again, Floyd. Nice backdoor cut by Grandison. It got stripped away by Toomer, but it'll stay with the Holy Cross Crusaders. And now we're starting to see really the defensive prowess of Bucknell start to come into effect. A couple of big defensive plays here in this second half.
And that was a nice play by Toomer. Didn't push his body into it. Just a nice little, I'm going to put my hand in there, see what I come up with.
Bucknell in transition. Now it's Toomer with speed. Had it stripped, but was able to get it back. McKenzie swings it around. Thomas thought about the 3. Now penetrates baseline, and Floyd picks up the foul. That's foul number 3. And the crowd not happy about that last call on Jahiva Floyd with the body.
And foul trouble for the Crusaders. You mentioned 4 for Green, now 3 on Floyd.
Inbound pass for Bucknell. Folland with it. He's guarded by Floyd.
And remember, it's not a deep team for the Crusaders as well.
Something Coach Bill Carmody mentioned to me earlier in the week. Asked him about if it's hard to play with 7 guys and not having that depth. Three-pointer for Brown. He knocks it down. Stephen Brown with a big bucket for Bucknell for their largest lead of the game at 5. Floyd gives it off inside. Here's Nego. Backdoor pass, and it's taken away. Here come the Bison towards the rim. McKenzie, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line. Kimball McKenzie will go to the stripe for an opportunity for 2 more. And the Bison just continuing to extend. And here in transition, here come the Bison.
And once again, it was Avi Toomer just sticking his hand in the passing lane. Not necessarily a steal, but just knocked the ball away from the offensive player. Defense creates offense, and a great play by Toomer. And this little 9-2 run put on by Bucknell, we're seeing how quickly they can put points on the board.
And Kimball McKenzie has not missed a free throw this year. He is now 19 for 19 on the season after that last make. So Kimball McKenzie stays perfect, and the Bucknell Bison lead at 42-35. Here's Pat Benson, guy who hasn't really gotten going here this afternoon. Just 4 points for Benson and a foul on Kimball McKenzie. And boy, has this game gotten a little bit touchy. And now the substitution as Sotos will come in. He'll replace McKenzie, who will step out of this one. For Kimball McKenzie, he's now got his third foul, so he'll be on the bench for a little while in some foul trouble. Grandison will inbound it for Holy Cross.
Really the only player for Bucknell in foul trouble. No one else has more than one.
Jahiva Floyd gives it off. Grandison inside reverse and puts it in.
And Toomer could have been called for the foul. He tried to go hard with the block. Did get some arm too, but no foul was called.
Sotos on the deck. Kicks it, and it's going to be a block on the floor. Jimmy Sotos took it to the rim. See who that goes on. That's going to go on Matt Faw. So Faw will pick up the foul.
You drive to the basket, you never know what can happen. And Faw had his feet moving. Drawing the foul was Sotos. And that's already the fifth foul here in the second half against Holy Cross.
Fallen double team by Butler and Floyd, and it's going to be a jump ball. It'll stay with Bucknell. But again, Holy Cross doing a good job double teaming Fallen there. And you can see the energy on this Holy Cross side on the floor right now. They want this game. It's a 5-point lead for the Bucknell Bison.
And great job by Butler giving up 5 inches to Fallen. Didn't matter to him. He was getting that jump ball.
Swung around, it's Sotos. Under 10 on the shot clock. Inside, double team comes. They throw it away. It's off the hands of Thomas. Here comes Holy Cross in transition. Benson thought about the pull-up. He'll go inside to Faw. Faw with Sotos on him, spinning. And a foul is called on Jimmy Sotos. That'll be another foul on Sotos. And that will take us to our first break of the second half. Holy Cross trailing by 5, but the Bison came out hot to start the second half. 3-pointers galore for the Bison. They lead by 5. Pyramids being built here at the Hart Center. Holy Cross trailing by 5. The Bucknell Bison in front. They have come out and not missed a field goal so far in this second half. 1 3-pointer from Stephen Brown and then a layup that has put Bucknell in front by 5. Holy Cross 2 of 4 here in this second half.
10-4 run by Bucknell to open up the second half.
Almost a turnover there for the Crusaders, but Butler saves it. Gets it to Grandison. Grandison puts it on the deck. Blocked by Folland. And he's a guy who averages over a block and a half a game, and he gets his first of the contest.
Great job by Folland. He stayed up in the air instead of going right to the defender.
And Zach Thomas knocks down the 3. Bucknell, largest lead of the game. It's 8.
And that's just the 4th 3-pointer by Bucknell. They were 3 of 13 from downtown before that Thomas 3.
Inside, it's Floyd on Folland. Lost it. Taken away by Stephen Brown. Quick hands for the senior guard. Gets it to Folland. They go into this inside to Zach Thomas. Holy Cross, you don't want him to get hot, but he can do it in a heartbeat. Inside, it's Folland, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line. Foul goes on Matt Faw. That'll be his 4th personal.
And beautiful patience by Thomas. He brought both defenders, as we see here on the replay. Got them both in the air, just dished it off. Easy pass right there to Folland. That's playing 4 years together. You know where your teammate's going to be.
And that's also for Zach Thomas. They think of him as one of the better players on this team and primarily a guy that plays the 4 spot with lots of size, but also a big skill set. And that's what really these coaches for the Bison like about him. And it's what they've liked about him for 4 years.
And having all 3 players for 4 years, an impressive feat that they've done. 4 straight Patriot League regular season champions. First time ever in Patriot League history that's been done.
Holy Cross also has some history on this team.
Second time a class have had 3 1,000-point scorers. 81-47 is their overall record, the senior class of 2018 for the Bucknell Bison.
And of course, this Bucknell team almost pulled a Cinderella upset in last year's NCAA tournament, falling to West Virginia by just 6. 3-pointer by Grandison, no good. Kyle Copeland, who's just checked in. We've got a foul, and it's going to go against Bucknell. So it looks like we'll see it might be on Bruce Moore. It is. So Bruce Moore hits the deck, but he picks up the foul. And that will bring in Sestina for Folland. So Folland will check out. And if you're Holy Cross, this has got to be a time where you think you might be able to pick up some points with the big man Folland out of the contest. But they trail by 9. Here just about 6 minutes into the second half. Kyle Copeland almost lost it, but gets it to Grandison, who inbounded it.
And remember, at the half, the Crusaders had the lead by 1.
Traveling violation on Grandison. It's a turnover by Holy Cross. They had very few in that first half, and now picking up their 4th of the game here in the second half.
And you can see the frustration on the face of Bill Cromartie.
Inside, Sestina blocked from behind by Jahiva Floyd. Here's Pat Benson with the basketball. We'll see if that sparks something for Holy Cross. Grandison, high post, looking to go inside, swinging around the arc. Now they do. It's Floyd. Gives it off to Benson. Benson gets a screen. Nice crossover move on Sotos towards the rim, and he's fouled by Jimmy Sotos.
Sotos thought he had the rejection that time on the drive, but a beautiful crossover dribble to start that drive, as we see on the replay by Benson.
Had Sotos going every which direction, and that'll send Pat Benson to the free throw line. You mentioned Benson. Obviously, his mother and father both went to this institution here at Holy Cross.
And both played here.
That they did, and his sister, a solid three-point shooter at 47% on the year. So continuing those solid numbers, and Pat Benson continuing to move his numbers up, especially a guy who has really excelled and a guy who knows what it's like to win that Patriot League tournament, was on the team that did go in 2016. And that's something that he talked about on the Coach's Show on Thursday, was being able to try and get back to that and getting that feeling once again of Patriot League tournament action. And Holy Cross right now playing some of their best basketball here down the stretch.
And that's when they need it. They're on the 6th seed, top 6, get a bye. And going back to 2016, that was the last time Holy Cross actually beat Bucknell, and they needed 50 minutes to do it, a double overtime game in the quarters of the conference playoffs.
Foul is called on Kyle Copeland, and that is going to send Bucknell to the free throw line. So for the rest of the half, the Bucknell Bison will be shooting in the bonus. And Holy Cross, oh, by the way, is just 2 fouls away from hitting that mark as well. Lots of fouls, already 12 called total here in this second half of action. Free throw up and good from Sotos.
I'm guessing these last 13:53 will take a lot longer than 13:53 on a real clock.
I would expect nothing less, especially with the way this game has been called. Saw get it a little bit chippy early in the first half, but it's calmed down since.
It's been.
And these officials have really done a good job of calming it down, but now the call's starting to get a little bit touchy here in the second half.
It's been tight, but it's been fair.
Yes. It's been very evenly called. Officials have went both ways. Jahiva Floyd with the high sky hook. And Holy Cross trailing now 47-41.
Boy, did he go high off the window. He went above the box on the backboard.
Inside, it's Thomas to the rim and one. Zach Thomas finishing strong. Jahiva Floyd waited for him to try and send that one into the third row, but Zach Thomas finishing stronger that time on the layup.
And that's the strength of Thomas going right up. He had to finish with one hand. He went up with two, but at 228 pounds took on Jahiva Floyd, and he actually has 2 pounds on Jahiva Floyd.
11 points for Zach Thomas. So the dangerous duo continuing their success, as Thomas now in double figures. Did miss the foul shot. So Holy Cross trailing by just 8. Still a lot of time left in this game. If Holy Cross knows anything, that games in the Patriot League never over until that final whistle. Foul called on Bruce Moore.
And certainly Bucknell knows that
as well.
They were down by 7 with 21 seconds to go against Colgate, and they won that game on a 3 by McKenzie at the buzzer.
And what a finish that was. Of course, did make the Sports Center top 10 as well.
I believe it was number 1 that night.
Grandison
certainly had to be. If you come from behind, Colgate thought they had the victory.
Benson tried to lay it up. It's no good, but Grandison with the offensive board.
And what a terrific rebound. Went to the side, was boxed out initially, recovered, and got that rebound.
Holy Cross moving the basketball around. It's Butler, pump fakes towards the rim, and he's fouled. It looked like a clean block by Bruce Moore, and it was, but Jimmy Sotos with the body, and that'll send Austin Butler to the free throw line.
That's exactly right. Moore thought he had the rejection. He would have had it, but Sotos getting called for the foul. That's the 7th team foul against Bucknell.
Austin Butler to the free throw line. 15 total fouls here in the second half. And Austin Butler at the charity stripe knocks it down.
In the first half, we had 17 total. We have 15 in the first 7 minutes and 16 seconds.
Holy Cross was just 5 of 9 from the free throw line in that first half. Started off this one 0 for 2 after Jehiva Floyd missed 2. But Austin Butler knocks it down. Back to 50% they go, and down 6 they go. Holy Cross trailing here to the #1 team in the Patriot League. And you can say that with confidence. They can no longer give up that #1 seed. Long three was no good by Thomas. Out of bounds off of Stephen Brown. And it will go back to Holy Cross. And Greg, immediately when Zach Thomas took that shot and missed and the ball went out of bounds, he put his hand up as to say, guys, that's my bad. A shot early in the shot clock from really Western Massachusetts here on the logo.
At least that far out, as Nathan Davis is not necessarily not happy with that. They don't mind if the shot comes in the flow of offense at 20 seconds or 2 seconds.
Grandison sprinting back, but it's a 2-on-1 finish for Bucknell.
And that's how you filled the lanes. We talked about in the first half on a break by Bucknell. McKenzie filled the lanes that time at the last moment. Got the pass, laid it in for the easy layup.
Benson gives it off. Inside, it's Butler. Nice move, kicks it out. Fall thought about the three, now he'll take it. Bang! Matt Fall knocks it down. Holy Cross back within 5.